Hello everybody, my name's David, but you can call me Rev, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. A lot of technical difficulties last time, and then there were even more this time, but I think I finally ironed out every little kink, at least for now. This time, we are going to be heading over there because I believe the Watcher said that he had a plan and or maybe a surprise for us. So, I figured this would probably be the best time to go on ahead. Helping hands. Time has come for you to be on your way. The crafter at the heart of the Lamentorium where Zodiark was imprisoned is not so easily traversed, however. Let's call upon Argos, the familiar whom you met earlier. You should have no trouble bearing you across. Oh, Doggo! Hey, Doggo. As Heidelin created me as the Gaoler, so did she create Argos as the guard. It is his nature to appear when needed, and yet he's nowhere to be found. Strange. Mayhap the imbalancing of ether has affected him. Let us make for the crushing brand and attempt to call out to them there. You need but recall the path you walked with Argos before, and you'll find your way. If he labors in service to Hyladin's plan, I see no reason not to do as he suggests. Shall we make for this crushing brand then? Maybe one day when I learn how to speak the English language will be all good. But anyway, let's talk technical difficulties a little bit as we make our way over. So the first thing that had happened was that I was in the middle of reorganizing all my stuff for OBS, right? And what that had entailed was I needed to basically clean up my sources and scenes and started using nested scenes a lot more to kind of, clean things up a little bit. But one of the things that had happened along the way was that I had accidentally put on too many source records, and they were all basically running at the same time despite the scenes themselves not being active. And also, I'm talking as if you guys have a very basic understanding of OBS and how everything is organized and works together. As I was saying though, it was basically causing my graphics card to stress out and I couldn't record for a bit. And it took me a very long time to figure out that, yeah, that was the one major thing I changed. I had uninstalled plugins. I was about to restart my computer, but I was very lazy. And if I turned off my computer, I probably would have just got off my computer for a little bit. And so I'm actually very glad I was able to at least figure that little bit out. The other issue that I'm having right now that I can't necessarily figure out the solution to, but it's one that doesn't matter nearly as much, is that for the source records, these are the records that record my webcam and the game separately. The audio tends to pick up all of the audio sources, not just the game itself, which I found very, very odd. So I don't know. Technical difficulties are technical difficulties, but I mean, are they world ending? No. Have I found solutions that otherwise work? Yes. So I'm all good. The place we seek is just ahead at the Chlorospherot? I don't know. You see, Argos cannot manifest without sufficient concentrations of ambient ether. You'd be hard-pressed to find a greater confluence than inside this cavern. Follow me. The thing that does suck, though, is that I've heard from friends that the second half of the moon may not be as appealing, which is fine. Not every part of this expansion has to be like this glorious 10 out of 10 experience, though I am having a glorious 10 out of 10 experience regardless. Yes, here will do nicely. The lunar spongoid draw ether from the ground, which is then dispersed in the air. At present, however, the ambient energies are not quite sufficient for Argos to manifest. Might you be willing to spare some of your own to help the spongoid along? So if I am understanding this properly, we are just basically giving these like sponge-like plants ether to basically jumpstart them for them to get ether, and by doing so, we can manifest enough to summon the dog. Okay, that makes enough sense. Look at him. Good boy. All right, he manifests in a flash. He seems glad to see you again. Oh, this is voiced? A most fascinating creation of Highlands, wouldn't you agree? Should the need arise, he's there when you need him, I guess. Though I assure you there's no reflection which accompanied you earlier to the place. No, Argos was quite eager to be at your side then, as he is now, it seems. Cannot recall when he last showed such affinity for anyone. Indeed, I thought him more likely to shy away from you and your companions. Perhaps it was more than a sense of duty that compelled him to aid you before. As for your companions... Unexpected, but greatly appreciated. Good boys. I believe you're all ready. Then let us return outside that you may cross the chasm. So, I was about to say, Van Daniel and Xenos really messed up the moon. Oh yeah. The other thing is that I had gotten very tired of the pop filter. This isn't the most elegant solution, by the way, because I think a foam, well, actually I'm not sure. I was listening to little tests between now and what's it called? I was listening to little tests between the audio with my pop filter and the audio with this windscreen, and I think that this is making a more drastic improvement than the pop filter ever did. So I am content and happy. Normally, I think the best of both worlds would be to have them both, but it doesn't matter. All right, so I think it's about time we get on these dogs, huh? Your destination is the structure there across the Cradle of Darkness. But climb onto Argos' back and he'll take care of the rest. Once you arrive, it should not take long to find the ship's crew. The facility is designed to rouse them from their slumber in the event of Zodiark's destruction. Heed their counsel. Together, you may guide the star and its people to a kinder fate. This is where we part ways, but know that I shall ever be watching and praying for your success. Our allies' assurances notwithstanding, we cannot be certain what awaits us on the other side, so perhaps it would be best if we did not go all at once. I propose that two of us cross first while Thancred and Urianger wait here. But something else that my friend was talking to me about was that he had felt like they started doing and messing around with the game a little bit to like show off their tech, like some of the padding, which I think is cool because obviously I think the flying with our crew is actually such a nice little touch. The structure is enormous, though that is hardly surprising given the size of the average Amorite. Apologies for the wait. Right then, let us head inside and... Oh? Two more? Or are all of them... Maybe my taxi's time is up? I'm guessing the taxi's time is up just because the ether is, like, messed up here. Most intriguing. Means by which he conserves energy, mayhaps? Well, I certainly wouldn't want him to blink out of existence on our account, helpful as he's been. All right, stay here where it's safe, all right? If Argos is to remain without, let us not keep him waiting over long. You know, what I would have done, I know that Argos probably takes a lot of ether to properly function. I honestly would have just tried to give him like a ton of ether. Maybe not so much so that like we would all pass out, but just enough to kind of sustain his form while we are in this this area for the second half of the moon. That etherite's pretty.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. these are... I saw one of these in the YouTube thumbnail. I knew it was in context to FF14, but I didn't know what for. I think this would probably be a part where everybody would be like... screaming and being happy, I guess? I was like, because these guys seem like they're a reference to something. And I can't necessarily think of what. But there are a lot of these little buggers. But they're so cute. I'll take 30. Actually, I think I can take 30 and I wouldn't like dent. Oh, me. Me. Please tell me they speak English.
Look lively, everyone.
Okay, they most definitely speak English.
I know this 1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance. For Zodiark, alas, is no more. As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose: to bear the people of Aetheris to safety. Our time has come, my friends.
Are these the other beast tribe, I wonder? The one that we would have to do crafting for?
We must be swifter than swift. There is much to do before our guests arrive.
We've already arrived.
Expect your workstations to be immaculate. And don't forget to relay our signal to Aetheris.
Aetheris, okay.
Questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? No? Then hop to it!
These guys are adorable. How cute. Everyone's face is just like, what?
Tis a rather
What?
curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps.
Perhaps.
All right. Like they said, they gotta work until we get here, even though we're already here. They must be the Loperites mentioned in the Watcher's records. Not at all what I expected, but the Watcher did bid us heed their counsel. Could you imagine if I could speak English? Ow, my hand, I hit my mic. I assume the one who gave us that rousing speech was their leader. Though we might have to ask about in order to track them down. Come on, let's be about it. I swear. Why could I not read any of Thancred's lines? Like I was reading Yakuza stuff like perfectly fine. Then all of a sudden I come in here and I suddenly forget all sense of the English language. The leader of the crew? Not me, I'm afraid. Singing Way is the name. I'm in charge of the construction and maintenance of the atmosphere's circulation system. Only the crispiest, cleanest air for the people of Theris. And that's a promise. You think that like you'd hear some people like walking and like coming down, especially if I have like a big mount like Rathalos up and at him. Like, this is a whole dragon. You'd think that they would be a little bit more prepared for us, I guess? Or you'd know. Leader? No. Sleeping Way, my job is... Perhaps I better ask. Man, I wish I could be like that level of sleepy nowadays, being able to just like stand there and just, you know, knock out. Or conk out, as one of my friends would say. All right, where are we heading? We're heading over yonder. I hate that their jobs are like tied to their names. It's so weird. What? How in the... When did you get here? Who let you in? Why wasn't I told? Were you the one giving orders earlier? Me? Oh yes, of course. As the only one around here capable of doing anything properly, it falls to me to take charge of the others. Well, well, looks like you beat us here. Your friends, I take it. Is this all of them? A group composed entirely of children. What must their parents be thinking? This isn't a nursery at all. Though perhaps we should build one. Or did we build one already? No matter. You needn't worry your pretty little heads. All will be well, I promise. But goodness me, we shouldn't be standing around gawping. I should take you to meet the others. Oh no, please don't make me walk all the way back up there. If you run back along towards the entrance, you'll find a path that leads to the central platform on the upper floor. I hate it here. There's no wrong way to reach it, but it's a large glowing ball at the center, if you find yourselves lost. I shall gather the others and meet you there. Well then, back to the upper floors it is. I hate it here. Okay. Well, I guess without further ado, I guess I'll meet you guys back up at the top, I suppose.
Right, of course. Introductions are in order. Ahem. My name is Livingway, and we are the Loporrits, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Aetheris to a brave new world. More specifically, I am the one whom she charged with the execution of her most vital plans. You might say I'm her right paw.
Hand, please. You have hands.
Map reader and navigator of the heavens.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Same.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it.
All right, thank you.
The people of Aetheris, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiark's obliteration.
Okay.
Acutely aware of the imminent crisis, your parents sent you little ones on ahead while they began the necessary preparations.
Who are you referring to when you say your parents?
Still not following? No? Very well, I shall elaborate.
I understand
further.
that these guys are significantly older than us. Because think about it, they've been asleep for who knows how long.
Here, we have Aetheris, your home, and the moon, where we are now.
Okay.
Without Zodiark around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade. A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Aetheris, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected.
Okay, so everybody knew the world was gonna end, and that we were gonna have to leave.
Imagine, if you will, that Atheris is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun.
It'd rot.
The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Atheris, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
So is the moon the ship, or is there gonna be like a
Just
big old
so.
ship?
We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold. And then, once everyone
Oh, yes, the moon is literally the ship.
Another star. Easier said than done, admittedly. For one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim. Which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems.
All right.
We ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
Impressive technology. I dare say it is beyond anything we have ever seen.
No need to shower us with praise. All we've done is faithfully carry out the instructions left to us by Heidelin. Back in the old days, when she was still just Venar, she was
Heidelin used to be-
dedicated to the study of the world and its inner workings. And the Watcher, the real one, not the simulacrum you met, was one of her fellow researchers. We and this wondrous vessel masquerading as a moon are products of their knowledge and know-how.
There's certainly more to you all than meets the eye. Might I ask where exactly you intend to take us?
Another star.
We identified a few promising candidates for resettlement some time ago, but we cannot guarantee that they are fit for habitation. Moreover, the ship can only travel in short bursts. We intend to go down our list, hopping from star to star, until we find one suitable for resettlement. No need to worry, though. The vessel is being refurbished with accommodation for an extended stay as we speak.
I don't know if this is the greatest idea.
While we did have to rely upon outside help to determine what amenities were essential, I dare say we have risen to the challenge.
But they've had like hundreds of thousands of years to prepare for this, right? So,
Who?
makes sense. Kind of.
From you and yours! Who else? Each time we woke to perform regularly scheduled maintenance, we were greeted by the resources you sent us. What better way to learn about preferences and proclivities of our present-day charges? Ah, but you're still adorable little children. Perhaps your elders were responsible for the delivery.
Wait. Do they mean the Asians?
I'm not sure what led you to conclude otherwise, but I can assure you that we are all grown men and women. And I very much doubt my elders know this place exists, much less how to send you so much as a starlight missive.
Think they...
What? Then who in blazes let you on my moon?
Yeah, I guess they would be referring to Asians, right?
Heidelin herself led you here.
Oh, well, I guess in a more overall sense.
Well, that's really not children. Then why are you so small and stunted? Like little baby carrot people.
Oh, they're talking about the ancients.
Well, Amarotines were a great deal taller. In the present day, persons of such prodigious size are exceedingly rare.
I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I understand now.
You're saying everyone's not like the Watcher? Oh, confound it all! Someone could have at least scribbled a note about your profound miniaturization.
That tome in thy possession.
Oh, this? One of the to us. A compendium of the people of Aetheris, with a few blank pages at the back for minor corrections and updates as needed. The sum total of our knowledge of your kind is contained in these pages.
Then you might need to update it.
I thought it was abridged and made small for our benefit, but this isn't a regular-sized book, is it?
Mm-hmm. You know what? Me too.
Building Way, can you hear me? Yes, we're all very busy. Change of plans. I need you to rebuild the domiciles at 1/3 the scale. All of them. Yes, all of them, and but me no buts. See to it with all speed.
I hate this.
Perhaps you could tell us a bit more about your terrestrial collaborators.
Yes, in due time. But first, I'd like to hear more about you, if it's all the same. I'd rather not risk any other complications due to outdated knowledge of our passengers-to-be.
Oh my goodness. This was all so messy. But I think that's a good place to stop things. So next time we're going to tell Living Way a little bit more about ourselves, so that way they can fine-tune the ship, so that way we can actually leave safely. So if you guys have not already, all of my socials are in the description below. And I hope you guys will join the community or follow me on social media. Anyway, guys, I hope to see you guys all in the next one. See you guys then.